What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's good? What's good? Hey, first off, I want to say thank you for the resounding, overwhelming support on the Flawless Fantasy Football Draft Day Blueprint video that I made out. I felt that you guys would receive it well. I've been doing mock drafts. You've been seeing the results of the teams. And just starting off, just let you know, that works from the 2, from the 7, and from the 12. It works in every single space. And I actually did it in PPR and I did it in a half. I know a lot of people will say, you can't draft going into it knowing what position you're going to draft. I say tomfoolery, hogwash. At the end of the day, it's about having a plan, being convicted of your players and their productivity, and staying the course and not swinging and missing. See, that's the problem. A lot of people actually, they listen to the same old rhetoric and what people say, thinking just because it's repeated, that means it's true. You know, like, again, like I put up on my community tab when I put on, it was like a meme or something about saying about zero RB and how it doesn't work. I didn't say that. That's what the meme said. And I laughed at it. I said, well, listen, actually, in its defense, zero RB does work, but other drafting formats work at a higher percentage, in my opinion. All of them work, but if you're going to go like zero RB and not pick a RB until late, you better make sure you pick them ones that hit, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So, but we don't employ that here. Again, we're more so the hero RB, and if you're going to go 2 running backs, Still try to employ getting an upside quarterback. If you're going to stray away from the blueprint, so we can make sure we maximize the points, all right? So, having said that, just want to give a quick little news and notes real quick, and then we're going to slide into the QBs. So, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. What do you guys think about the draft day blueprint? I'm thinking about kind of making like a YouTube short because a lot of people are going to be drafting this weekend. And I want to be able to put out, like I said before, I want to be able to put out, first round running back, first round selections, second round selections, third round selections, fourth round selections, all the way through to get the most optimal lineup to where it's time for picking the tight end in the 9th or something like that. And when it's time to pick other swinging for the fence type selections in the like 10th or 11th. So I also employ getting a good kicker. That don't mean you got to pick one super early, but you want to pick one attached to a team that actually kicks some field goals, but also can score touchdowns. Anywhere where you can hustle, where you can hulk up somewhere, but I don't employ getting a defense early, like, oh, I got the Rams or something like that. Or I got the Bills. Well, good luck with those two teams playing those two teams game 1 because they play each other. And I'm sure both those teams are going to score well over 20 points. So how many points you're planning on getting? I feel like you're throwing away points. So to me, I'd rather stream defenses. But that's neither here nor there. So just continue to keep this supporting the channel, supporting the content. Dropping likes. That's very important. That's the only thing I'm charged is hit that like button and comment and then let me know what you think. Let's get to some news and notes real quick. All right. So Russell Wilson signed this little 5-year, $240-something million. I don't know exactly what the number is. I don't really care. I'm not in the business of counting somebody's pockets like that. And he's gonna get paid a whole bunch of money. I saw a comment on one of my Facebook forums that said, I wonder how much money Sierra's going to let him have. I thought it was kind of funny. Because Russell Wilson is a simp, but we're not going to go there. That's for another discussion. I shouldn't talk about a dude like that. But let's say, who else? They say Kenny Gallaudet is running with, it was reported that he's running with the stiffness of a mannequin. The stiffness of a mannequin. That's wild. It's pretty stiff, too, by the way. It's pretty stiff. He's never been the most fluent person anyway. He be to break you down and stuff like that. He's always just been a stand-up, type of guy, vertical. Just vertical as hell. So, he got his bag. When you pay these receivers his bags like that, I ain't gonna knock the man, because I wouldn't pick him no way, nor would I implore you guys to pick up him and see him in none of your lineups. But when you pick these, it's like the first wide receiver always pick. They don't actually do well. Just like old boy that left the Arizona and went to Jaguars. Whatever his name is, Christian Kirk. You got that bag, and you go into another team that, they're going to need to throw because they suck, but they'll try to work ETN, run James Robinson to get healthy. He got his bag. He ain't really incentivized no more. I wouldn't pick him no way. You don't care if he was drafted there, but I just, when somebody get the bag like that, I stay away. I'm gonna digress real quick. Back in the day, I don't know, it's probably 2008, 2000. It was a year I didn't win the fantasy league. I was number 2 pick overall, and I was going to choose in between Sean Alexander and LaDainian Tomlinson. I had LaDainian Tomlinson's rookie year, so it was maybe 2004, 2005, 2006. Whenever he scored that 28 touchdowns, and every time he scored a touchdown, he did that flip with the arm, like that, like that. I had to watch him do that like 28 times that year, because I had picked Sean Alexander because he had the easier schedule. But he had just got paid from his big year the year before. He just got paid. So he was incentivized. And he ran like a deer, a baby deer that was running on a bunch of thumbtacks or something. He was running soft as hell, like he didn't want to get hurt. And that was I was 49, 51, 49, 49, 50, all depending how the wind blew that day. Because we did our number pool like a week and a half before we drafted, and I picked the wrong one. If I got to choose between two people, I'm gonna freak it. Well, that was back in the day. I'm gonna choose the wrong one. So I kind of stay away from people that just got paid. In particular, running backs and wide receivers, because they're not motivated anymore because they got the huge payday. That's just me though. All right, Brian Robinson got put on the NFL reserve list, so he'll be out until at least week 5. Hopefully, for a speedy recovery for him. Miles Sanders participated for the first time in practice in over 2.5 weeks, and good for him. But Miles is glass, okay? Look at me. Miles is glass. Anybody vested in Miles, which is nobody here that's in Flawless Fantasy Football's community, they're asking for trouble. They're wasting a pick. It's going to end up being the Kenneth Gainwell show or possibly Boston Scott show, but it should be Kenneth Gainwell's show first. But the dude's washed, man. He hasn't done much for a whole season anyway. Nah. I'm sure I gave him a red. Speaking of Eagles, the Eagles claimed Trey Sermon off the waivers, man. That's wild, man. It's like Trey Sermon, my dog, Trey Sermon. Well, he ain't my dog, former 49er dog. But here's the deal with Trey. Why did the Eagles claim him? Okay, you got Gainwell, you got Scott. Now, granted, he's just a depth piece, but why would they claim him? If they knew Sanders wasn't part, they know Sanders not part of the equation. Don't like him on goal lines, he can't stay healthy. Just a starter, but nah. All right, I'm done beating up on him. Well, speaking of Eagles, the Eagles traded, check this out now, listen to me. The Eagles traded Jalen Reagor for a 7th-round pick and a conditional 2024 conditional 4th-round pick based on productivity. Now, why would they want to go get Reagor after already having you got Jefferson over there, you got Thielen, Agent Thielen, obviously. You got KJ Osborne, you got a tight end that's coming back, and then you go trade for Reagor. I mean, obviously, Thielen's on his decline. Now, again, I don't endorse Thielen. But that ought to tell you something when they're going to get Rager. You know, I wouldn't have gave up a damn 7th round for Rager. But, yeah, so that's just another thing not to pick. Now, guess what? If Thielen come out and catch a touchdown, oh, good for him. But I guarantee you the sucker will finish outside of running wide receiver 30 easy. All right, enough of bashing on him. I'm sure he got a red, too. I don't know if he made the list. And the Dolphins are very confident that Waddle will be ready for week 1. Man, I tell you, that's why people with these injuries and stuff, stay away from these guys. You don't need to be walking into your fantasy drafts with people that's, they might be ready for week 1, like the Dobbins. It's like, I think Zach Ertz got a issue where he might not be ready. You know, these people that just might not be ready. It's like, no, we don't want those problems. We don't want those problems, so don't pick those people. No, it's not worth it. Let somebody else do it. Pick a more healthier player. Okay, more healthier player. So that's pretty much it. Again, remember, like, comment, subscribe to the video. Subscribe if you're new. Because, again, it's going to be some stuff dropped in the next few days. You're going to be like, man, nobody's saying this. Nobody's saying this. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. Today is, I'm gonna have to drop it tomorrow. I'm gonna have to drop it tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow in my next video, well, the video after this, because I'm gonna upload this either first thing in the morning. I'll definitely drop it by 12. I want to tell you guys, I'm gonna give you guys 2 fantasy nuggets that no one is talking about that I believe both will make a big difference this year in fantasy. So it may come at this expensive putting them on your bench, but I want to put it out there on record. And I may make it a YouTube short. I don't know, but I'm because I want the visual. You know, I want a lot of people to see it. So make sure when you see that YouTube short come out, please make sure you like it, you comment on it, and put an emoji. I don't care what you got to do. You can comment with an emoji. You don't have to necessarily say something. But those type of things help with the algorithms and it help me out, you know what I'm saying, to be able to, for other people to be able to see my content. People that you don't know. So you ain't got to be worried about, people seeing the content that's in your league. So those 2 golden nuggets are going to come out tomorrow. I got to do it on the YouTube short tomorrow. I got to do that. So be looking for that around about 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully you guys can take it as you see fit, remember it. And I have reasons behind it in which I'll speak about it later. But on the YouTube short, you only got like 15 seconds. So, but yeah, that's that. So, again, because I specialize in making sure I tell the community what they need to hear. That's what Flawless Fantasy Football is all about. Flawless Fantasy Football is all about. It's almost like it's a tongue twister sometimes. But I'm in the business of telling people what they need to hear, not what they want to be, what they want to hear. It's all about sharing the wisdom that I have, Hate to beat a dead horse, but it's 2.5 decades of fantasy football wisdom. Okay? Playing in an 8-man league out of a logbook in Okinawa, Japan. I was a novice then, too. We were all novices then. We was even novices after that in the early 2000s. But I've done the hard work for you. That's why I want to let you guys see it, for you can get the fruits and benefit from the fruits of my labor. And let's get into the quarterbacks. Right. Okay, I'm back, guys. Now check it out. I also want to say the reason why I decided to where I'm just going to go ahead and drop these 2 golden nuggets tomorrow. Like I said before, I kind of wanted to be creative with it to where, because I do have a couple more drafts to do. I got one where I'm playing against my brother Tyrone, and I'm sure he's not thinking of these things, and it's a 15-round draft, but I played against a person, I drafted against a person already, and he was sniping me. So I don't like being able to play against someone that drafted against someone that actually listens to the content. But then again, I have to believe I'm doing this for you guys. I'm not going to withhold information because I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing it for me. So that's why I've decided to give it to you before my draft on Saturday. And hopefully he's legit enough, Tyrone, that he sticks to his own plan and he don't let me influence him. But we'll see what happens. But if he does pick him, make sure you give me the credit, Tyrone. That's neither here nor there. I just want to let you guys know I compromised my own situation for you guys. Because if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't say nothing to anybody. But, hold tight. Get that glare off my screen. Let's go, man. Let's talk about quarterbacks. Okay, quarterback number one. Quarterback number one is on the list for flawless fantasy football. Has to be no other than Tua Tagovailoa. No, it's not. It's Josh Allen. Everybody knows that. I had him number one last year. He's number one this year. Self-explanatory. He's a stud. He's got receivers. He's got Diggs. He's got Gabriel Davis in the starting lineup. He's got a tight end that he throws it to. He can throw 8, 9, 10 touchdowns to a year. Isaiah McKenzie's going to be playing more in the slot. He runs. He is essentially the goal line back on the team. Joshua Allen. Number 2, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's my 1B. Because I believe in the dude. 1A, 1B. So if somebody just got cute and tried to snatch Allen from me, I go Herbert with supreme confidence. He'll throw 40-some TDs, and it'll be sweet. I'm trying to tell you, Allen's going to be MVP this year. When he mess around, score like 48 total or 50 TDs, you heard it here first. Number 3, this may come as a surprise. I am putting him at pretty much close to his ceiling, but everything's lining up for him. And that's Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts should be an every week starter with massive upside. He feels to me like that first year breakout Josh Allen. I always felt that way as soon as they brought an ace wide receiver in there. Then he just went to the moon with his rushing and his passing ability. Not to say he's a passer, but based on bringing in a stud wide receiver, adding to his passing productivity. Just cut down the mistakes and he'll be fine. Number 4, Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow cool as hell. I like his swag. He has the weapons. Offensive line got better. I think he can pick the next step up. Number 5, I ain't going to put him too low. Patrick Mahomes. He's going to find out the hard way. He's going to have to do it a different way than just running around, throwing it deep to Tyreek and improvising. So he's got to earn his keep nicely this year. But I do believe in the system, and I do believe he's skilled enough to get it done and be in the top 5. Finished number 5 last year. I think he can do it again. If not, he won't be no lower than number 6. But for number 6, let's go with Kyla Murray. Kyla Murray needs to freaking make sure he stays healthy. I am concerned about his weapons. No Hopkins. And then you got the one slot guy over there. He's out for the first week 1. So essentially, he's got Hollywood. He got to go AJ Green because he's still on the team, and some third, basically 4th and 5th options. So they'll probably be running the ball strong the first week and something like that. So he needs to stay healthy though. Kyla Murray. Number 7, Russell Wilson. I think they'll be running the ball in too much for him to really get that much higher, but that's a safe spot for him. I don't think he'll really be winning weeks, but I think he'll do just fine. I'm not astounded by him. Not afraid of him if I go up against him. The person I am more afraid of if I go up against him, just because if he start working out right, I'm going to put my boy Trey Lance at number 8. He has a ceiling as well. He might can squeeze into the top 5 if everything falls right for him. But I'll comfortably give him number 8 because he'll do well enough to get there, in my opinion. Number 9, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Let me just tell you something. I don't predict injuries or anything, but he just doesn't have the weapons. He got a wide receiver that get kind of nicked up, and the running game sucks. No Hollywood. They just have Mark Andrews. I think he'll miss a couple games, enough to keep him out of the top tier. I believe we've seen the best of Lamar Jackson, so that's another reason why I have that low. And finish it out is Kirk Cousins. All right? They're going to throw the ball more. It'll be crazy over there. 3 wide receiver sets, everything popping off. What you don't see up here, so I have trust in him, you know, with having having not Jeffers. What's that down there? Jefferson. Not Jefferson. I want to say that so bad. Having Jefferson over there along with KJ Osborne. Having a back that receives, even though I don't particularly care for Dalvin Cook. He can't receive well. And offensive philosophy with throwing the ball, I think he'll do fine. I don't know if he's an every week starter. If you're forced to. To be totally honest with you, I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. These type of guys up here are people I promote for you to have every single week. Allen, Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Burrow, Mahomes. I would play them every week. It would get kind of dicey with Murray, Wilson, and Lance, and Jackson, the next 5. But these guys are home run hitters, but more so the top 3 for sure. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. That's Flawless Fantasy Football's top 10 quarterback list. Be on the lookout tomorrow for the YouTube short. Well, at 12 p.m., whenever you see it. 12 p.m. for the YouTube short that comes out. And I think you'll get some valuable information out of that. And if it comes to fruition, I want to have it on records that I'm the only one that's been seeing it. All right? So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the video. Put some input down in the comments. Put an emoji. I don't care what you do. Holla at your boy. Flawless Fantasy Football.